Hi, my name is Chef Whitney, and today we're going to be making a vegan jibarito. Now, a jibarito is actually one of my favorite sandwiches. It's a Puerto Rican sandwich, but they use a plantain instead of bread. So today what we have are some thinly sliced portobello mushrooms. We've got some jackfruit. Typically, I go for the canned jackfruit, especially if you're in a hurry. I would say this is best. You want to make sure that it's soaked in brine. We've got our plantains that are already cut in half. We've got some roasted red peppers, some thinly sliced red onion. Then for the cheese, we're actually using a vegan American cheese. We got some veggie stock, some lovely vegan soy-free mayo. One of my favorites, we've got Colgan liquid smoke. Now typically I use the hickory, but we've got some pecan today, so we're gonna see how that goes. And then we got our tomato and our spinach. Typically you would use lettuce, but I hate lettuce, so we're gonna go with spinach today. So what we're gonna do is start with cooking and sauteing our jackfruit, mushroom, pepper, and onion so that it can get to a nice simmer. So this looks like it's ready to go. It's pretty hot already. So we're just gonna throw it on in there. Now this is gonna go super quick, which I love, because we can just throw everything in there all at once. Now the spices that we're gonna be using, we got some pink salt. Now we don't have to go crazy with the salt because with the jackfruit being soaked in brine, it already has some salt contents in there. Then we're gonna do a customized pico spice. And then we've got some granulated garlic. We're gonna be kind of generous with that because I love me some garlic. Okay, we're gonna let that sizzle for a little bit. Turn it up some. We're gonna add our liquid smoke. Get our liquid stock. Boom. So now all we're gonna do is wait for this to come to a nice simmer. Now the ratio between jackfruit and mushroom, I'll leave that completely up to you because I'm more of a mushroom person. Jackfruit is okay for me, but I really love mushrooms. If you are not a fan of mushrooms, then go ahead and use more jackfruit. Maybe even don't use mushrooms at all if you're not into it. It's amazing, it's 2020 and people still don't like mushrooms, but I'm not judging. I'm just saying. So we're gonna bring that to a simmer. We're gonna get this one nice and hot. So with the plantains, what we're gonna do first is we're going to saute it for about a minute or so on each side until it's about golden brown. And then we're gonna place it back onto our cutting board and smush it flat so that we can fry it one more time and make a nice little sandwich bread situation. So we're gonna go ahead and place our plantain into the heat. So we got one in there. Oh, I'm so excited. This is like healthy-ish. I mean, it is a lot of fat content involved, but you know, we got some vegetables, so that works. And then also, I'm really excited to use this American cheese that we have. It's Follow Your Heart American Slices. And I've actually never used it before, but it is soy-free. I got it for about $4.99. So I think that's pretty reasonable when it comes to vegan cheese. Follow Your Heart is also a really good brand to use. Now, in the event you don't know how to pick the right plantain, let me just show you really quick. So I've got some extras here. They can be a little bit bruised, it's okay. You don't want it to be green and you don't want it to be too firm, but you do want it to be firm. It's almost like picking an avocado. So you kind of want to be able to press your thumb in there just slightly because obviously you need to be able to flawlessly slice it open, cut it in half, and then get it fried. Now, if you're looking to make like a plantain chip, then having it a lot less ripe is totally fine because then you're just gonna fry it anyway and it's gonna be nice and crunchy. But this, we don't want nice and crunchy. We want moderately soft. Okay. Now, before I actually went vegan, I was eating steak jibaritos like all the time. I worked next to a Puerto Rican restaurant, and it instantly became one of my favorite things to eat. Now, of course, since I'm not eating steak anymore, I felt like mushrooms are always a really good meat alternative. I suggest it to everybody. If you don't like mushrooms, let's try to get past that, especially if you're transitioning to a vegan diet, because mushrooms are like essential, especially if you fry them, just saying. All right, let's flip this on over. And then we're gonna get this one flipped over too. Don't try this at home. There we go. Now, once the liquid in our vegetables has reduced enough, I'm gonna throw the vegan American cheese on top and let the cheese melt on top of everything. Because if you've ever cooked with vegan cheese before, you know that it melts like, it doesn't really melt. But we're gonna work through it. There's a trick to everything. Vegan cheese is really delicious. You just have to know how to work with it. You have to make it your friend. Love on it a little bit, you know? Okay. And these are ready to come out. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is just take our plate and then smash firmly, and boom. So we're gonna gently take a knife and just scrape it off. We're gonna take the other half, flip that over, and then we're just gonna firmly press down onto the plantain. Okay, so from there, we gonna deep fry. Boom. And then we're gonna get the other one. Boom. These are looking nice and lovely. So about 2 years ago, I was actually in this competition and I did a vegan jibarito and I won because that's how delicious they are and that's how passionate I am about jibaritos. They are so yummy. Just like a deep fried banana. So our plantain is just about ready to come out. It's looking real golden sexy. So now I'm going to take the American cheese and we're gonna go ahead and place it on top of our vegetables and let that simmer so that the cheese can melt. Well, the not cheese. So we're just gonna let that melt. If you wanna melt it like super fast, what you can do is just put a lid on top and even turn your heat off and then just let everything do what it's gonna do. Let everything just marry each other into the pan. You know what I'm saying? So we can see it gradually melting, playing hard to get. While we wait for that, let me go ahead and spice up this plantain. Look at how sexy this is. Oh my goodness. I can't even stand it. So then from there, let's actually get our vegetables onto the plantain because I'm ready to eat. And this doesn't have to be beautiful or perfect. I'm more into flavor than I am into aesthetics, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm really excited for all the textures and the flavors that I'm gonna find in this yummy sandwich. And we don't need to load it too much, so that way we can have enough for maybe 2 or 3. I think that's good to go. And we got our tomato. We got some more onion. Now, if you're not a raw onion person, you don't have to use it, but it is definitely recommended because it just adds to the deliciousness of this sandwich. Then we're gonna top it with just a little bit of spinach. And then we're gonna do some mayo. Don't judge how much mayo I use. I fucking love mayo. And then we're gonna put it on top, smash it on down. Oh, look at that. This is gonna be a messy, delicious, hot. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm about to do the black person thing where you eat it and it's way too damn hot. I don't care. Let's go. Mmm. 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 Hold up. I'm trying to see something. Let me get one more. Mm-hmm. Now that right there, that's a sandwich.